Hey everybody, Schematist here, and now it's time for an update for what's to come in mid to late 2018, and what's the next agenda for this channel. And that's something that maybe a lot of you are confused with. I've gotten some new subscribers and some old subscribers who are looking for particular things, so I think this is a good way to clear that up and talk about like what is going to be the next move. So, as many of you know, some don't, I am still a student. I'm going for my master's degree in human resources. And I've got like 7 weeks. I'm in my last semester. It hasn't been going the best, I'm not gonna lie. My thesis is looking really good, but the other two classes are completely tanked. So I've got to turn it around. So what I'm planning on doing is after I graduate, because I don't think I'm gonna fail, I think I'm just gonna like go into a hyperbolic time chamber soon. I want to come back to this channel and start creating content again in a big way, or just in a way that I feel most comfortable. So I do love music, I do love photography, I do love video creation, so I'm gonna do probably all of the above, but I'm gonna organize it into playlists so that way people can tune into what they want to tune into without confusing everybody, without having a messy feed. The majority, I will say this, I have noticed that the majority of you did want more tutorial videos. I've taken a list of all these requests and they're amazing. Some people really like the persona style video, they want to do more of that. They want to do more of me making tracks and then breaking them down. Some people asked me for battle themes, some people asked me for victory themes and forest themes, and this is like, it's not impossible, but it's a lot. So I'm not going to even think about doing this while I'm in this last semester because I'm so behind already. But these are excellent suggestions and I'm going to get to every single one of them. I just wanted to make this very candid, very clear for what I really expected from this channel and where it's gone over the years, because it's turned into something that even I didn't see. So a quick story, when I first got into freelancing, when I got into creating music for just to do it, just as a hobby, really, just for fun, there were a lot of groups that were on the internet that I strongly looked up to, and I was met with a big slap in the face because even though I looked up to a lot of these groups, even though these were the people that I wanted to be like and I admired, when I got there, it wasn't as warm as I would have liked. It wasn't as friendly. It wasn't as tolerant of someone who was very passionate, who didn't have any experience. It was kind of tailored to a certain particular crowd, and that discouraged me a lot. So what I ended up doing was I broke away from every single group and I just did my own thing for about 4 or 5 years. Now, I don't recommend this, right? I don't recommend this method because if you do that, you're missing out on a ton of connections. But that's what I did, and I felt comfortable doing it just because I guess I was heartbroken, right? You look up to something and you get there and it's just not what you expect. So what I wanted to do as a complete contrast to that, I wanted to build a community on YouTube for people who were new to the space, who knew that they loved music, who didn't come from a music theory heavy background, but who still wanted to be a part of it. And I wanted to just help them out. And what I've been noticing, without any like work for me, but this channel has been just very love and community driven. So even if I don't see a comment, someone else would jump into the comment section and help someone out. I want to do more of that because having a safe space is the biggest thing. I can't stress this enough. Like, having someone come in with a question and then having them drop a question and no one is saying, hey, that's a stupid question and what are you doing here, that's don't do that, that's the wrong thing to do. Instead of doing that, it's more like, hey, you should try this and see what you think. It's more of suggestions, it's more of a critique session, and that's how people get better. I don't want to dismiss anybody, there are no stupid questions, and I want to continue that community-driven love. And I'm going to try and do more of that. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to drop them. If you have suggestions, drop them. I'm here for that stuff. That's just what I love. Also, I've noticed that in you know, as a little bit negative, I have been getting some pullback, right? Some people have been more of like, hey, why are you doing this if you don't know what you're doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. So I want to address those comments too, because they you know, they're right in their opinion, right? I don't come from a music heavy background. I don't come from a theory driven, a scientific approach to music. It's not what I do. So, putting that out there in front, this channel going forward and everything that came before this, it was a psychological approach to creating music, right? And this is the best way I can phrase it. I don't know how many sharps and flats are in the key of, I don't know, F, or in the key of D, E, right? But what I do know more than the sun will rise tomorrow is that certain sounds sound good together. It sounds very basic, right? Certain sounds just sound really good together. And it's a feeling, it's an emotional response, it's a trusting your ear kind of skill that you pick up. And I fully believe, with no hedge, that if someone is interested in making music and they do not come from a music heavy background, they can learn this and pick up this skill. I try to think of it as well, people do say, right, music is the universal language. And I think it is. Music really is the universal language. But if you think about anybody, your friends, your family, you've probably heard someone say this before about, learning Spanish or learning Japanese, learning Korean, learning anything. They would say, well, I can't write in Spanish, but I can speak Spanish, right? Or even better, they might say, well, I can't speak Spanish or write Spanish, but I understand when someone's speaking it to me. And I think this exact concept can be applied with music. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's just, me being overly passionate, but I think it totally can. It's just another language. When you want to learn a language, you put yourself in that position, you immerse yourself in this language, you hear it, you listen to it, you study it, you try to regurgitate a little bit back, and you're going to start picking up the nuances along the way, right? You don't necessarily need to know the scientific approach to everything or the mathematical outlook on everything. Some people do prefer that. But like I said, I'm not going to lie, this channel is not going to be tailored to the mathematical or scientific approach to making music. It's going to be a very psychology-driven, emotionally driven set of tutorials, a set of feedback, a set of tips, and I'm going to explain it as I go along. So, with that being said, that's where I want to send this. So I get the frustration with those guys. I get it. I get that you're looking for a certain particular something. That's not going to be found here. The people who came here for the real how to do music, the quote unquote, the right way, the music theory approach. Since this is not going to be for you, I want to put that out there at being as transparent as I can be. This might not be the channel for you. If you want to stick around, I'll love you here. But if you're gonna leave, I totally get it. And all the best to you. No hard feelings. So that's what I really feel about it, guys. And this semester has been ridiculous. Nothing short of ridiculous. I can't wait to just drop this stuff. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get into human resources. Maybe not. Maybe I will. But there's one thing that I know. I've got to get back to game audio. I miss working on projects. I'm still working on Fiction Sphere. And we actually have a surprise coming very, very soon. Lots of work being done on that behind the scenes. But that's the end of my update. I think it ran a little long. But I appreciate you guys for sticking around with me so long. And like I said, if you have any questions, comments, drop it right in. I'll tune in. All right. And until next time, stay safe, happy composing, and cheers.